Aloha, good morning from the Trent-Severn Lock 41. We're heading on past Orillia today on the Lake Simcoe. So right now we're heading towards a swing bridge, which is at the beginning of this canal by Lake Simcoe. They open at 9, it's just past 9, so we're hoping we can get this bridge open and go past and cross Lake Simcoe. Lake Simcoe is supposed to be nice and smooth today. We'll see how that works out for us. So follow along and join our journey.
Aloha, we are Sava, Cynthia, and Alex, along with our two dogs, Lucy and Shadow. We're traveling America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile North American waterway from Florida to Canada and back down via the Mississippi. Follow us on this journey on our boat called Mahalo.
This is the car bridge after Lock 41. This is why we pushed so hard yesterday to get through Lock 41 so that we would be ready to go through this bridge. The car bridge people arrive at 8:50, so if you get here by 9 and you stayed on the other side of 41, you can plow through this if you have a good weather window to hit Lake Simcoe. So that's what our goal was today. So in regards to multiple lockmasters telling us that it is very noisy to stay under the bridge, they are correct. But the sound is not so much the traffic overhead, it rumbles like thunder. Like, I mean big thunders. So much that if a truck goes over the bridge, there's literally vibrations that vibrate through your boat. More than once, my Sheltie hopped up onto my lap thinking that we were in a thunderstorm. So, once you understand that is just that, and you have rolling thunder occasionally throughout the evening, and not so much overnight, but occasionally you hear a few, but definitely in the evening you hear that rolling thunder, and it's literally just the bridge. But as far as cars whizzing by, I really wasn't hearing that.
Yeah, trucks,
yeah.
Like
Now, as long as
woke me up.
we had the generator with the air conditioners running in the early part of the evening, didn't hear a thing really, except for the vibrations occasionally. But yeah, so keep in mind, if you don't like a rolling thunder over and over again that literally vibrates your boat, then maybe staying at the bottom of 41 is not for you. So, very cool. So glad they were here already. Look how pretty the flowers are. Love it. Hi, thank you for being here.
Love all the flowers.
Now, we got to be very careful. That looks like a very narrow channel. We're going to have to slow down to get around that corner. It's a corner too.
That's probably a plan.
And then a bar sticking out on the left. There's like a faucet or a something. Oh.
Yeah, seems to be a common theme here is
And then there's another green. You're going to have to really sharp turn. Do you see the second green?
yeah.
We're going to have to really slow down here. This is very...
Almost like a channel mark right there.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We have to do green on that side, right? We're reversed.
Yeah, but it says, it says I'm supposed to turn in there too.
So, are we going to the right or left of that green?
To the left of the green.
And then there's a red out there. Oh, okay, I'm
I
confused.
respect all of this.
Go very slow. I just don't know, because I don't know which side. There's an orange there on that side, so I guess we're going to go between them. Caution.
Some road conditions.
Can be very dangerous,
Check the latest marine weather forecast.
which I think you did check it once more time this morning.
It's supposed to be like this.
So
crossing.
yes, and we are praying that we can get across in 3 hours. So it's a little ominous that no other boats are out there, but we are the last. No other looper boat came down the lock last night like we did. So prayers that we can get across Lake Simcoe okay.
Huh?
I can't see the bottom. I don't even see any grass either. All right, Zava, you're between these 2 mile markers, and there's a red over there, and then a green. So I guess we got to turn, babe.
Sorry, no engines on that side.
Okay. Red there, green there. Do you see it? Red there, green there. So when you come out of after the car bridge and you go and make a sharp left, you do a right to go and follow the channels. Remember that these channel markers are reversed in this section. So here's looking back to that little opening right there. You can see the big red triangle and the green square, and there's someone fishing in an orange shirt there on the end. We just came out of there. This lake is very shallow, but has a history of all of a sudden, out of nowhere, having 8-foot waves. So we will be very glad to get across this particular lake, even though it's not so big. It has a reputation. It doesn't help that yesterday I was at the quilt shop in I think it was Rosedale, and the lady there said, "Oh, I live on Lake Simcoe," and she said, and we have a 19-foot boat. She says, we hug the edge and we don't go very far out on it because she said it can turn on a dime. So that's from a local. So we are going to be very respectful of this lake. We are crossing Lake Simcoe, and Alex and I did take the precaution of each taking one bonine, just in case, because I know the dose for these chewable anti-nausea seasickness pills is 1 to 2 for adults. But we have, look at the beautiful clear water at the moment. So we are hoping that Lake Simcoe is kind to us. But we did each take a bonine. Zava doesn't get seasick, thankfully. So right now we have taken this opportunity, looking at this weather multiple days in a row, and other loopers have said they're back like 3 locks. They too are going to attempt the crossing today. So we are starting out right now, thankfully. Thankfully, this lake is calm. So, beautiful homes along the side here. And you can see the water is a beautiful green. And for the moment, smooth. But like I always say, when it's this smooth and there's no other boats, I keep thinking, does somebody else know something we don't? Because it's more comforting to have other boats out as well. But we've double checked the weather, and so far so good. So it'll take us about 3 hours, and this is us chugging along. Very pretty though right now. Lots of birds on this lake, and both the white seagull style and then these ones that travel in groups. And a lot of them skim over the top of the water. They skim over the top of the water. I guess fishing, but you can see them like at far distances, and you're like, what is that movement all coming across the water? And they're big groups of fishing birds, and I guess they fish and hunt together. But it's amazing to see them flying. They just skim over the water. I guess they're looking for fish as they fly, but very interesting because you can see them at far distances, groups. Finally a boat. I was saying to Alex, so there's a boat over next to the shore at far distance, and he's just hugging the shore as they go along. But any boat out here is welcome, because it's feeling a little like, what do they know that we don't know type thing, you know? So I'm glad to see another boat out, even if it's over on that side. We are passing one of the navigational buoys out here on Lake Simcoe. It's white and red. So far the water's been great. We passed that first island, as you can see over there in the distance. There's also a bigger island, I think it's called Georgina, a ways away. So we'll be getting out more to where the water is open on all sides versus having some shelter of the islands. Still seeing lots of the lovely seabirds fishing. Vids there, doesn't it? So Alex is telling me that that lighter blue that you see here, like a long line, and then over here it actually splits when we get to this section. That is actually a current running across this lake. Interesting, right? You can see the different color in the water. And this is definitely a light blue, lighter blue than the water, or lighter green, I guess, but it looks green when we look down at it, but out there it looks like lighter water. And there, Alex, it actually divides. Do you see that? It's like the current splits and goes around another section. Very interesting in this lake. We're heading straight ahead to a white and red marker. Just interesting to see this. I wonder if we'll feel anything. Probably not with our powered boat. We probably won't even feel the current as we cross it. It's just interesting. As I've said earlier, there are no other boats out here. Nobody beside us. I had only seen one dark boat right next to the shoreline. I'm gonna go over here and look toward the back, because we do know we had some other loopers that were, after they went through their locks, were going to try to come out. But I don't see anybody, any boat, not small, no sailboat, nothing. I don't see anybody. I'll go look out the back door. Alex is, there's so many bugs, even though we're out in the middle of the lake. Alex is running, we call it Cinco in Japan, but it is a, you know, a smoker for bugs. So I'm gonna open the back door, and I don't see any boats, nobody. We're crossing that current that Alex pointed out now. I don't think our boat feels any of that. But no boats. No boats. Anyway. I'm gonna let Alex close that. Shadow, come. Shadow, over here. Shadow. Come here, baby. I got you. I got you. For some reason, he's afraid to go past the front. Come here, Shadow. Up. Shadow, up. Come here, baby. Come here, love. Up. Oh, poor Tiny. Get in your bed. He follows me everywhere. Even when I try to tell him, say, Mama's just filming, and I'll come right back. Yes, you're a good dog. So today's been nice that both dogs have had a chance to be up here with us on the bridge. Yesterday, between the narrow channels and some of the locks that we had to do, we kept the dogs down in the salon with a fan on and the windows open, because it was just a lot going on with us trying to communicate with each other, and the lock that wasn't working only on one side, and so stuff like that. So today, to cross Lake Simcoe, they get to be up here with us. So as you can see, we have the channel marker coming up. So this is one of the markers here in Lake Simcoe. The white and the red. So I just happened to look back, and way far away, probably too far for the GoPro to look, but I can see it, is a boat that's on plane going very rapidly from the opposite side of the lake, and it looks like it's kind of heading back to where we started. So it'll be going around the two islands and probably heading for the canal, but it's definitely on plane going very quickly. So it's just interesting to finally see another boat as we cross Lake Simcoe. Here's another one of those currents that Alex was talking to us about. You can see it's a zigzag, like a letter S. And the island right here is called Strawberry Island. Not sure if they have strawberries there or if it's the shape of a strawberry. It would be cute to look it up. So if you know, leave a note in the comments about Strawberry Island on Lake Simcoe in Ontario.
So before Orillia is McRae Point, Anchorage, which is right here. And boy, does that look nice. There's a beach area, a swim area. Very peaceful, of course, right now. Of course, the winds could pick up later, but right now, very, very peaceful. We're heading down this way to Marina del Rey Marina to pick up a raw water intake hose, and they have one in stock.
So we see this pretty little cove right here where 1, 2, 3, 4 boats, bigger boats, are happily joining in. We see another one over here taking out. And earlier I had told you here on Lake Simcoe, we hadn't seen any boats. There's a small fishing craft, and it looks like a bigger boat, Zava, out there. That might be our friends out there. So we're passing, Zava's already filmed this, passing a secluded little cove, McRae Point. Here is some fishing folk and a smaller dinghy, and it looks very nice. Looks like maybe some kids have taken out some inflatables and are playing here in the cove. So I see a larger boat there on the horizon coming this direction.
Yeah, this probably be. It's not too far behind.
Yeah. So he must be making great tracks because we went only what, 5?
He's going 10 miles an hour.
He's going 10 miles an hour to catch up because
6.
he knew we did that we got into Lock 41 last night. So we are at the Del Rey Marina, right off of Lake Simcoe. You come through this very little narrow channel. There's a grass and rock there. We were able to turn without hitting this gray boat because they have a little cutout here. So we were able to turn around and face out. There is a dock here where the pump out station is, and they told us to park along the long dock. So we are right here. This is their little pump out area. And we are tied up here. There's a swimming pool and a little swim house. And then on out, I guess I'll go out here so you can see. They have some covered boat garages here. And I'm not sure how far it goes back in there, but I do see some bigger boats toward the back. Then behind the swimming pool over here is where I see ice, and it appears to be the office with the flags and some cars parked out front. Alex is filling up our water right now, but very pleasant place, and there's private homes all around this marina. So even at our dock here, it says to not go beyond that point because then it's private residences. So very nice. The dogs are howling because I put them in the stateroom. We were just glad we got turned around here.
Yeah, not everything is as smooth as and sunny as we always show. This morning we realized that we had water in our starboard engine bay, and it looks like one of our intake hoses is worn out. The outer skin was showing, and I think water was seeping through. So we had to find a marina that had a 2-inch hose, and we need about 7 feet or so of 2-inch hose. Luckily we found one, but it was very hard to get in because it was it's made for smaller boats, not ones our size. But we got in, we were able to turn around, got the hose. Now we're back out on Lake Simcoe heading to Orillia. We're gonna actually go past Orillia. Out there you see Remedy, another looper, Remedy. She's coming right up the lake, and we plan to go up the canal in Trent-Severn here in just about 2 hours from now. But Orillia is right over this way around this island. Lake Simcoe has worked out for us very, very smooth today. Not always so over here, but very smooth for us today. So we're thankful for that. The hose is working that's on there right now. Not as good as it should. So by tomorrow we need to change the hose by tomorrow, the intake hose, so that we have good flow going through. We have flow going through, but it's not as good as I thought, and I think we may even have seagrass in our strainer. So I want to get all the strainers cleaned out by tomorrow. But it's going to be a rainy day to this evening and tomorrow morning, so we'll have time to do some maintenance work on the boat. Aloha! We are leaving Lake Simcoe behind. Remedies behind us right there in the shadow against the sun. Orillia, the city of Orillia, is right ahead of us here. And there's Port Orillia Marina, which is a totally transient, for transient boaters, marina. Lots of loopers go there. We're going to go right past Orillia today and head up to the Trent-Severn further up north. But this is the city of Orillia coming up. Having said that, Orillia is also the last large city, right, Lucy? It's also the last large city that we're going to go past for quite a while. After this, we head into the backcountry, so to speak, before we get to the Chute Marine Railway, which should be Port Severn at the very end of the Trent-Severn Canal into the Georgian Bay. And there I don't see much as far as cities goes until we probably get back to the US. But all the same, this is the last large city that I see on the map. If you see something different, let me know in the comments below.
So this is coming off Lake Simcoe into this little cove. We see that bridge coming up, and Orillia, and look at these interesting condos. It may be a hotel, I'm not sure, but it definitely looks like there's a swimming pool maybe, or gym like connected between. But we were laughing at the roof line of the right side at least. Almost looks Japanese, like a pagoda style. I don't think that's what they were going for, but it just kind of reminded me of that. I was born in Tokyo, so I like seeing some of that roof lines. Looks like a nice little place over here on the side. Is that a place for fuel and whatnot, apparently?
Possibly, yeah.
On the starboard side, looks like a place to get fuel, water. We just got water at the Delray Marina because we needed to go in there to get a hose and clamps for a project that Zava's got to do.
Yeah, the raw intake. Yeah, raw intake water for the port side engine,
had it.
Starboard engine.
Yeah, so he's working on that. So that's why we already pulled off once. We wouldn't have pulled in there except they had the hose that he needed, the size he needed, diameter. So we made a pit stop there, got water while he worked on purchasing that. So here we go. And we know that one of the loopers is ahead of us.
Carla B's ahead of us, Remedy's behind us, Red Rover is ahead of us.
But Remedy, I think, is behind us.
The Remedy's behind us, yeah.
Yeah. So how far will we be going today?
Not sure. We'll see how we feel. Yeah.
And see how far the locks are. We won't get as far as the sling lock. I call it the sling lock.
The chute. Yeah. No,
we won't get that far, but we'll get as far as we can.
It's supposed to start raining tonight and rain good part of tomorrow, so we'll probably not be moving tomorrow very much. We may move a little bit.
Okay, so that's where we're at right now.
Blue Beacon Marina here in Orillia. Looks like they have a fuel dock, diesel and gasoline. They might have enough room there to hold the 50-footer. This bridge, oddly enough, the small opening here is the channel, not the big arch. So we're gonna go right through the smaller port side.
As you can see, yep, there's a railroad bridge and some people fishing.
I think the railroad bridge is decommissioned.
Yep, I think it's decommissioned and it's now a rail trail. Yeah, you can still see the rails still left on the bridge, but removed from here.
Removed from the side?
Yep.
I think they pulled them right there.
here. This is Mariposa Landing, the Bridgeport Marina, and we are exiting this canal. There's some nice boats parked here, very pretty.
That's shallow enough that we can see the bottom and the rocks in the bottom.
We can see the rocks and see everything underneath. Looks like some people are enjoying ice cream.
And a fuel dock.
We love the Kawartha ice cream up here. So good. And we're almost out. We're going to have to get some more ice cream.
Thank you for joining us on this journey from Lock 41, crossing Lake Simcoe to the city of Orillia. We really enjoy your comments and questions. Do us a favor, hit that like button, and please subscribe. And we'll see you again next time as we continue on the Trent-Severn Waterway.